Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Showdown.
All right, it is Wednesday afternoon. We're on your lunch break, and this is episode 29 of Animated Showdown. Of course, I'm your host, Dutchie, joined as always by MoneyE.
What's up?
Shawn is with us.
Hello, hello.
And WildCard Dave is here as well.
The one and only.
All right. Today, the Animated Anarchy series continues in Stage 3 with the following matches. We got Wild West Cowboys and MEESA taking on James Bond Jr. We're also going to see 16 take on Beavis and Butthead. Vinland Saga takes on MAGI, Kingdom of Magic, and Galaxy High, of course, against Josie and the Pussycats. Oh boy. And the main event is Street Sharks taking on Spider-Man, the animated series. All right. So if you've never seen the show before, these guys are going to judge. Randomizer is going to pull out 5 categories. If a show wins 3-0, 30 points. 3-1 is 20 points. 3-2 is 10 and 5 for the loser. If a show is swept, then they lose 10 points. Now, Eric used his ability to change on Wednesday, so now everything resets. So now today, all 3 of these guys can change a category if they want. So if a category gets pulled from the randomizer that they don't like, they can change it or attempt to. They have to want to change it, and then one of the other 2 has to agree.
Yep.
So it resets. So each one of them has the ability to do that right now. So let's go ahead. Let's get this thing up. All right. Can everybody see the screen?
Yep.
All right. It's going to be 1 click. Okay. All right. Here's what we have at the moment. Character development, voice acting, merchandise, overall enjoyment, cultural impact. Now, I'm going to ask you all one by one if you want to change. Eric, do you want to change?
No.
All right. Shawn.
No, I'm all right.
All right. Dave.
I would like to take out merch for animation.
All right.
I'm okay
I
with
second
that.
that.
All right. Everybody is okay with that. Merch out. Animation in. So it is character development, voice acting, animation style, overall enjoyment, and cultural impact. So now Dave has used his. He cannot use it again until the other 2 have used theirs. But so is everybody okay with what we have here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't even know if taking out merch is really gonna affect any one of these battles. It might affect the last one.
Yeah. It might.
It might affect the last one, and it might affect the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. Dave, how did it feel to finally get to use your power?
It feels good.
Because
Feels real good.
last,
I like the power.
yeah,
That's why I passed up when I had a feeling David might use it. So
you're just like, I already got to use it this week, so
yeah.
it's your turn.
Yep. Because I think I was on the mindset of changing the same thing, either that or voice acting. I said, nah, I already changed voice acting once. So
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
I don't want to
were you thinking
hate
about
on it too
putting,
much. So,
huh?
I said I don't want to hate on voice acting too much, so I just kept it this time.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get started. The first battle, Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa taking on James Bond Jr. Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa in the division of Mike Burns. They're 1-1 with 20 points. James Bond Jr. in the division of Nick Cosmo, 0-2, -5 points. So we start with character development. Who had the better character development, Shawn?
I gave this one to James Bond Jr. I just noticed slightly more character development within that show than Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
All right.
Could I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
I went the other way. I went with Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. I thought the James Bond Jr. They were very static. You didn't really see them change over the 65 episodes. Cowboys of Moo Mesa, I feel like you do see quite a bit of change. You see Cody Cap's evolution from like a tag along kind of fan to someone who participates into a useful ally. So you do see some development there in Cowboys and Moon Mesa, and I think it's a little bit more than James Bond Jr., which I think their characters are a little more static.
Okay. All right, Eric, you're breaking a tie.
I'm going with Shawn this time. I'm going with James Bond Jr. I just thought there was more character development there with emotion.
I can see both arguments. Because
It was
I
tough
do
one.
think with James Bond Jr., you are seeing kind of like it's the same thing over and over and over again. And in Moo Mesa, it's okay. I mean, I like the characters in James Bond Jr. more. So I probably would have gone that way. But I do see Dave's point where it's just like it's the same thing over and over again. All right. 1-0 James Bond Jr. 2 more and then they sweep. Voice acting is up next. Who had the better voice acting, Eric?
From what I read and saw, I went with Cowboy MEESA here.
All right. Shawn, go ahead.
I'm sticking with James Bond Jr. here. I just thought, it was slightly more, how do I want to put this? Like realistic.
Okay.
Like it gave it a more realistic feel to it.
All right. Dave, you get to break the tie this time.
Yeah, I went with Wild West Cowboys of Moon Mesa. I just thought they had a pretty good cast. Pat Fraley, Jeff Bennett, Jim Cummings, and Tim Curry. People along those lines, which are pretty notable names. They do share Jeff Bennett, though, in voice acting. So that is something these two do have similar. But I do think Cowboys of Moon Mesa do have the edge here with the voice acting.
All right. Fair enough. All right. 1-1. So nobody's getting swept here. We move on to the category that would have been merch. Dave said no. He put his foot down and nobody stepped on it. So it is animation style. Dave, you made the switch. Therefore, you're going first.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Cowboys of Moon Mesa here. I just thought it was a little more detailed animation. It's more consistent. I feel like the James Bond Jr., it was a poor animation. I just didn't think it was very good, and I don't think it was consistent. So
All right.
I thought the quality for Moon Mesa was a lot better.
All right, Shawn.
No, I agree. I liked Cowboys and Mesa's animation a lot better.
All right, Eric.
And it doesn't matter, but I went the opposite.
Why didn't you raise your hand?
Shawn was going to go James.
I was looking for you to raise your hand, and when you didn't, I'm like, all right, I'll go Shawn next. So, all right.
I actually thought he was going to go James.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. All right. Wild West Cowboys and Moon Mesa is up 2-1. One more, and then they get the category win. All right. This one explains itself. All right. Which one did you enjoy more? Shawn?
I like James Bond more. I like the whole spy type aspect of the show, and the fact that it's kind of like, he's just getting into it type of thing. Like his earlier years, it's not like he's in a super established.
Well, remember, this is his nephew. This isn't the actual James Bond.
Oh, right. I'm so dumb. Either way.
Yeah. All right.
No, yeah, I like that premise of like an earlier version of James Bond in a sense.
Well, this was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. So this would actually be, if I were judging, I would pick James Bond Jr. Dave?
Yeah, I'm going with James Bond Jr. myself. Even with the janky animation, I do think it's more enjoyable of a watch. When you get past that animation quality. Besides that, I think the show is pretty decent and it's pretty enjoyable. Like Shawn alluded to, I do like that spy nature, that that kind of atmosphere that they got around it.
All right. Eric?
Yeah, I went James Bond. I like the more action stuff.
Okay. So we have to go to the 5th category. So we're already starting kind of strong here. It is cultural impact. This one I think is kind of hard because these are shows that really aren't like talked about that much. I mean, neither one of them are on a streaming service. Dave, why don't you go first?
This one was difficult because I look at James Bond Jr., I see James Bond, and that name I feel like holds a lot of weight to it. But I gave this one to Wild West Cowboys and Moon Mesa. I gave it to them just because I think it was more distinct and it's very unique, more of a concept. So I think it's more notable in my eyes. So I think it might have left a bigger impact than the show James Bond Jr. itself left. James Bond itself, I think, leaves a bigger impact, but I think James Bond Jr. does not. Even though it was notable and it was a decent show, I think Wild West Cowboys and Moon Mesa had a more distinct and lasting impact than James Bond Jr. here.
Okay. All right, Shawn, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, this one was a hard one, but I gave it to Cowboys Moon Mesa.
All right. Eric, just as I threw it to Shawn, I saw your hand get up. So you got to get better internet so you're not lagging.
No, I did raise my hand. I think you missed it.
I saw your hand go up as I was calling his name.
No, before that.
Blaming you again.
Yeah.
So, but go ahead.
But yeah, I went James Bond. From what the research I did, it led me to James Bond. So.
All right. I can't watch you all the time, Eric. That's just creepy.
Stare into my soul.
Well, you go back and watch it later on Wednesday. You'll see I did raise my hand.
I don't watch the Wednesday show. I listen to it on Spotify.
Okay. I don't know if these guys saw me raise my hand.
All right. We move on to the next battle. Eric has been looking forward to this all week. He cannot wait for it. I mean, he's been anyway, I can't say all that he's been doing, but it is 16 versus Beavis and Butthead. 16, 2-0, 60 points in the division of Raven Finley. Beavis and Butthead, 1-1, 20 points in the division of somebody who cannot relate to this show at all. Shawn's mother, Bonnie Fedcheck. So, all right. If 16 wins if 16 sweeps, they move to 3-0 and 90 points. We start with character development, and Eric, you start.
I went with this team here. I don't think there's that much development in the Beavis and Butthead. It's the same old stuff every show. I just think this team had more development, more emotional development. So I went with 16.
All right. Shawn?
God. Give it to 16.
Were you trying to come up with an argument for Beavis and Butthead?
I really was, but I can't.
God bless you.
I can't. It's just
I only gave Beavis Butthead one category.
it's so
God bless
That's
Shawn
the
for
one that,
trying to keep the show interesting. Or trying to keep the battle interesting.
trying to.
Yep.
All right.
In my head, I was like, how do I explain this with making them not look like awful?
Yeah. It's like trying to make Beavis and Butthead, trying to, make this battle interesting is like putting a bra on putting a sports bra on a cow and saying it looks like Cindy Crawford.
Damn.
Oh my God.
So when I say cow, I mean the actual animal, not. Anyway, Dave, you're up.
Off that note, I'm gonna go 16 here. I thought they had far superior character development. You got individual growth in different characters like Nikki, Jonesy, Caitlin, who like experience like genuine growth over multiple episodes and seasons. And some of these developments, they're like relatable. It's like, realities of a teenage life, and you can kind of put yourself in that position, like, first jobs, dating, and friendship dynamics and stuff like that. So I think they really do have a lot more development over in this category.
Okay. All right. They're up 1-0. 2 more, and then they sweep. Voice acting is the next category. Dave, who had the better voice acting?
16, I can't stand listening to Beavis and Butthead.
Yep.
I can't stand it. I mean, 16 has a bigger cast as well, so there's more people to listen to, and it's not annoying. If I could give something a negative for having terrible voice acting, it would be Beavis and Butthead.
All right. Shawn, do you want to try this one?
Beavis and give it to 16, but let me explain this a little bit.
All right.
I don't precisely hate the voice acting out of Beavis and Butthead. I think the two. God dang it! I think that the actors did a good job portraying what they're supposed to. It was just awful at the same time. Like, it's the best way I can explain it. Like, they didn't have the greatest, and I could probably watch like 2 episodes at a time, but it's just such a stupid show. And
I
I
mean,
think I think that is why I hate I hate their voice acting a little bit more. It's just because of how the premise of the show carries it. If that makes any sense.
it does.
Don't
All right.
tell me if they scored again, Doug. Edit that out. Sabres are playing tonight. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Have a mid-afternoon game.
All right. Who didn't go? Oh, Eric. Actually, again, yeah, Eric, go ahead.
I went with 16. Beavis and Butthead voice acting is too annoying for me, and the deep voice doesn't do it for me.
Okay. They're up 2-0. One more, and then it's a sweep. Animation style was to be merchandise. It is not anymore.
Thank God.
Thank God he got changed.
All
I did it just for this battle too.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, you said it, so you're going first.
I'm going 16. I think it was far more polished. It's definitely more consistent 2D animation. I think it was very good format. I thought there was more detail within the characters. You got different characters, so there's more detail going in. And you got the background, you got the mall, and you got the whole area of the mall. So everything's kind of set up the same, and it's always that way. So they take that into effect for when they're making up the animation here. Beavis and Butthead, their animation was garbage.
Right. All right, Shawn.
16. Beavis and Butthead's animation was lazy and just not good.
Yeah, it basically just looked like it came right off the paper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eric.
Yep, 16. Now, would you two have given Beavis and Butthead merchandise?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
All right.
I'm only doing the Lord's work.
Well, and I'll tell you what you also did. 16 wins at 3-0. They get the 30 points. That means they move to 3-0 and 90. If everything ended right now, or if it stays, it basically, if we move to the playoffs today, 16 would be the 1 seed.
Wow.
What? That's crazy.
Now, again, there's still about 13 or 14 other shows that are in the perfect position. They still have to go. So somebody can match what they're doing. But 16, because Dexter's Laboratory a couple weeks ago, they only got 20 points, so they're only at 80. Samurai Champloo got swept on Saturday. And I can't think of another couple of shows went yet or not. I don't think they have. And Mighty Ducks got beat, so they're not perfect anymore. But yeah, right now, if we started the playoffs today or after this episode, 16 is the 1 seed.
It's crazy. I don't even think they're that good.
They are right now.
Like, it's a decent show, but I that's crazy that currently they're number 1.
Yeah. So right now, statistically and points wise, 16 is the best show in this series. Let's let that sink in for
Who would have guessed that?
I had a feeling it was coming because of who they were going against.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying into the beginning of the tournament, who would have guessed 16 would be?
I thought they sucked. I didn't like the show at all. But again, they beat Chowder. They beat Bracelet. I've been giving them easy opponents.
Yeah.
Is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it on purpose.
You're just putting stuff that you kind of see like it's kind of similar, like
Yeah.
you know. So I feel like its opponents like they suck just as bad as 16, but 16 just sucks a little bit less.
Yeah. So, but yes, so 16 right now is our 1 seed. Again, probably not going to last.
Once they get a little harder comp.
Yeah. And plus, once we get into the gauntlet stage, matter of fact, I can actually look that up right now to see who they have to run the gauntlet with.
It ain't pretty, ladies and gentlemen.
It's probably not going to be pretty. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be, me in a Speedo ugly. Where is this thing? Oh, here it is. All right. Let's see. It's more of a. What gauntlet did I put it in? I think there was like different ones I could put. Oh, by the way, the name of the gauntlet I put it in is called the They Suck Gauntlet.
Fitting.
Okay. They will be going against Galaxy High, Gravedale High, Chowder, who they've already beaten, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Exo Squad, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Josie and the Pussycats.
Okay.
That is who 16 will be running the gauntlet against. So
Okay.
that's stage 4. Who knows? They could end up getting a bunch of points out of that. All right.
Never know until the time comes.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We move on to the next battle. It's Vinland Saga versus Magi Kingdom of Magic. It's our anime battle for the afternoon. Vinland Saga 1-1, 10 points in the division of Liz Yi. Magi Kingdom of Magic 1-1, but no points in the division of Sarah Russo. Character development is up first. Shawn, you get to go first.
I have Vinland Saga taking this one. Solely because I think just the story helps the growth.
Okay. Eric, I see it. You're keeping it up so I can see it.
Yep.
His hand for
I went
anybody
back and
that's
forth
listening
there.
to that.
Huh?
I was explaining to the audience that's only listening to this via audio that you were holding up your hands, not another part of your body.
Yeah, I went back and forth with this, but I ended up with Magic here.
Okay.
I think Vinland had more slower pace development, and Magic had more faster pace, so I went with the faster pace. And more. That's from what I read.
Okay. All right, Dave, you're breaking time.
And I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna go with Vinland Saga here. I just think it really focuses intensely on like the psychological and moral transformation of its characters, like Thorfinn and like Askeladd and people like that throughout the show. And I feel like their character development, like, yes, it is a little bit slow. Like it's more of like a slow burn, but it's realistic, and I feel like it's deeply emotional. So like, yes, you're seeing it takes a little bit longer for them to get that development, but that development is there and it's pretty substantial. I feel you just got to watch a couple episodes, and you do see that, and I think it's their development that they go through is much deeper than what Magi the Kingdom of Magic does.
All right. Vinland Saga's up 1-0.
Fair
2
enough.
more and then they sweep. All right. Next category is voice acting. Dave, you broke the tie the first time, but you get to go first this time.
Yeah, I'm going with Vinland Saga here. I just really think it's superior here. I feel like these characters, like I said, they have really good emotional depth in this show, and it's a Viking show, so you're seeing people, screaming like bloody murder, fighting type stuff. And the loss of loved ones, you're seeing people cry out and do stuff like that, and the casual conversations. I think they do a really good job. They have a good variety, and I think they did a good job with their voice acting.
All right, Shawn.
Yeah, I also went with Vinland Saga. The raw emotion they portray in that is top tier.
All right, Eric.
Yeah, sweep it.
Okay. All right, they're up 2-0. One more, and then they sweep. Animation style, not merchandise as it was drawn at the beginning of the show. It was changed to animation style. And Eric, why don't you go first?
This was the close one for me, but I preferred the magic. I thought it was just a tad bit more cleaner and more detailed for me.
Okay. Shawn?
Vinland Saga. Very, very good.
All right, Dave, you get to break another one and you get to decide whether or not it goes another round.
Ooh. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I might have to sweep it. Vinland Saga, I think generally has better animation. I think it's more detailed, it's more artistic. I feel like Magi, the Kingdom of Magic, it's a little more colorful. So people might think it's a little better better animation. It's got like
That's
good
probably why I did
visuals,
that.
but I think Vinland Saga, it's got that realistic type of animation and it's super consistent. So I went with them, and they have a really good studio with Studio and Mappa that took over. They have a really good studio backing them, and I think they killed it.
All right, Vinland Saga sweeps it. 30 points go to them. Magi Kingdom of Magic again loses 10 points. This is the second time doing so. They got themselves out of the hole. Well, they're back in. All right, we move on to a battle I know these guys are really looking forward to, even more so than 16 and Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Galaxy High versus Josie and the Pussycats. Both 0-2. Galaxy High 0-2 in the division of Shane, negative 20 points. Josie and the Pussycats, negative 10 points in the division of Derek Hellstrom.
Mm-hmm.
So we start with character development.
Yep.
Dave, who, if any of them, had better character development?
Yeah, I'm going with Galaxy High here.
Hey, they won a category for once.
Yeah, I just feel like it's two leads. Doyle, he learns kind of like humility, and Amy, she kind of like learns how to gain confidence. Josie and the Pussycats, I feel like is more static. They kind of are who they are. It's kind of rinse and repeat with that. Um, I feel like in Galaxy
Yep.
High there is a little bit of development, but it's not huge or deep. It's just learning a little bit about themselves and learning how to overcome something to that effect.
All right. Eric.
Galaxy High too. I don't think there's any development in Josie and the Pussycat. So, and the development in Galaxy High is somewhat there. So,
All right. Shawn, go ahead.
Sweep it.
All right. Galaxy High has finally won a category. So we'll see if they can keep the momentum going. Voice acting. Who had the better voice acting, Shawn?
Galaxy High. You know me, I don't need to explain it, but
Yeah.
you know, I like Galaxy High. They did a much better job. That's as nice as I can put it.
You know what's funny is that like the more I'm watching of the show, like the show is not good, but the more I'm watching it, the more I'm actually kind of starting to enjoy it. So
You hated it so much you started to like it.
Yeah, like it's just like it's so bad, but it's just like okay, like it's so bad, but for some reason, like the theme song gets me in. The theme song hooks me.
Theme song's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. It's okay.
All right, Dave, why don't you go next?
For voice acting, yeah, I went with Galaxy High here as well. I think they had a little bit more diverse range of performances. I feel like Josie and the Pussycats relies on like the nostalgic, Hanna-Barbera feel. I feel like they try to like kind of mimic that kind of feel instead of going for their own original concept with the voice acting. And
Yeah.
so I gave it to Galaxy High.
Okay. All right, Eric.
Yep, sweep it, Galaxy High. Close.
Get them out of here.
All right. Well, not yet because they're only up 2-0. Now they can sweep with this next category. It's animation. Dave, who had the better animation?
Yeah, Galaxy High. I just thought it definitely had better quality, and I think it was more consistent. I do think it was a little more fluid, and I think it was a little more creative as well.
All right, so Josie and the Pussycats wasn't Hanna-Barbera's best effort?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. I think it was more limited.
Okay. All right, Shawn?
Galaxy High. A lot cleaner. Not so blurry, not so awful.
Yeah.
In a
But,
nice
like,
way. I'm so sorry to the guy that has this as their
I thought Josie and the Pussycats, like its animation was kind of like charming, but I feel like it relied on like repetitive, limited movements. That's what I kind of seen in that.
to me it just felt generic. Like
Yeah.
I know it wasn't in a time period that we're used to today, but still. Still.
Yeah. All right, Eric?
Yeah, Galaxy High. I just thought it was more cleaner.
All right. Galaxy High sweeps 3-0. So Josie and the Pussycats moves to negative 20 points because they lose 10 more. Galaxy High, with 1 win, took themselves out of the negative.
Oh,
They go from negative 20 to 10. To just a straight up
round of
10
applause for Galaxy High, everybody. They got their first win. Not
They
only
got their first win, and they got points.
first category win,
and they got enough to get themselves into positive territory. Now, are they going to stay there?
Yep.
Nope.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
We're going to see what happens. I just read what they're doing in the gauntlet stage.
Yeah, the shows that suck.
Yeah. By the way, one of those shows that's in there right now, that's in that gauntlet, I said it's the They Suck gauntlet, but 16. I just said earlier they're the 1 seed right now. Gravedale High's not doing that bad either. They're 2-0 at 50 points.
Damn.
So you have 2 shows that are probably a favorite to win that gauntlet in 16 and Gravedale High. So Galaxy High might want to enjoy this win right now because I don't know how long this is going to last.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we move on to the main event. Big division implications here. Spider-Man the Animated Series takes on Street Sharks. Spider-Man the Animated Series is 2-0, 30 points in the division of Kenny Lehman. Street Sharks 1-1, 35 points in the division of Eric's brother Chris. Now, here's the story. Spider-Man right now is leading its division. They are 15 points ahead of Naruto Shippuden. They also have a better record. You know, Naruto Shippuden's 1-2. They got beat by Bleach last week. Spider-Man has the opportunity here to really cushion its division lead, at least until we get to the gauntlet stage. Street Sharks is in the same division as the Flintstones. Flintstones are 1-1. Flintstones are 10 points behind the Street Sharks right now. So the Street Sharks can cushion their lead against the Flintstones. By the way, the Flintstones are going to be coming up in a few weeks on the Judge's Choice episode that was picked by me. And the Flintstones are going up against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh boy.
I think Eric just gave him last rites. Or at least that's what it looked like he was doing. So Street Sharks right now, either show getting a win and getting some points to kind of give themselves a more cushioned lead is possible here, but I don't think it's going to be easy. So let's go ahead. I built up the drama enough. Let's go ahead. Let's start it with character development. Eric, who had the better character development between the two shows?
This is a tough one, but I give the edge to Spider-Man because they're the different stories every episode. So I think the development is there.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I went with Spider-Man as well. I just thought they had they explored more mature themes, lasting consequences, and ongoing personal struggles, Spider-Man Peter Parker trying to balance his personal life, his career at the Daily Bugle, and the responsibility as a hero, and stuff like that. And then you also see like the motivations for the villains and whatnot, and you also see like romantic dynamics between like romantic relationships and whatnot. So I think Spider-Man really hits pretty good when it comes to developing. Street Sharks, I just feel like it was, there wasn't a lot of character development. It was, I just thought it lacked kind of, that evolving personality, in my opinion.
All right, Shawn.
Yeah, I gave this one to Spider-Man. I just think there's too many different characters and a different story arc for each character that really helps develop them into what they are.
All right, Spider-Man's up 1-0. 2 more, and then they sweep. Voice acting is next. Shawn, who had the better voice acting?
Street Sharks. I think just their lineup was slightly better, and they did a slightly better job. Okay. I feel like Spider-Man at times was just kind of stale and boring.
All right. Dave.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite way here. I went with Spider-Man. I feel like, they brought a comic to life type deal. Like, I thought they had really good voice quality. I never got bored with it. I enjoyed Spider-Man. I thought they did a pretty good job. They brought good emotional depth to the characters, and I thought they treated the script well. These voice actors. That's nothing against Street Sharks. I thought they did a pretty phenomenal job too. But I think it was a little over the top cheesy for me,
Okay.
in my opinion. So that's why I went with Spider-Man.
All right, Eric, you're breaking a tie here.
This was close, but I went Street Sharks.
Okay. All right, it's tied 1-1. I had a feeling we were going to get to this. All right, animation style is up next. Dave, who had the better animation?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Spider-Man here. I think I like its comic book style that it had. I think it's a little more artistic. Um, I think it was a little had some limited animation moments, but I thought they did a pretty good job with the fluid dynamic movements for the action scenes. Um, y- there's just a couple, spots that are like hit or miss with it, but that's just a little bit of inconsistency with a lot of shows back produced in the '90s and prior to that. Um, Street Sharks, I thought they did a pretty good job. I thought they were pretty unique with their animation, but I thought it was lower quality and very repetitive. Um, yeah, I thought they just did it for the toy sales, in my opinion. So they didn't focus a lot on the animation or put a lot of effort into it like they did with Spider-Man.
Okay. Eric?
Yeah, I went with Spider-Man too. I like the comic book style animation.
Okay. All right, Shawn.
Give this one to Spider-Man for me. I agree. It was slightly better, especially
All
with
right.
a lot of the motions. So
Yeah. All right, they're up 2-1. They can win it in this next category, which is overall enjoyment. What show did you enjoy more? Shawn, you get to start.
I went with Spider-Man here. I like just the action and the storylines a lot better.
Okay. Go ahead, Eric.
I went with Sharks. I just enjoyed that a little more than Spider-Man. I enjoyed both shows, so.
Okay. All right, Dave, you get to break a tie and you get to decide whether or not we go to cultural impact.
Oh, and we are not. I love Spider-Man. I enjoyed watching that thing. I enjoy it. I love the Spider-Man hero, the show, the comics, all about it. I'm a Spider-Man fan, and I enjoyed watching that. It definitely gave me some, reminiscing, watching some of those episodes. Remember watching them growing up, so definitely enjoyed that a lot more.
Okay. All right. They're going to win it 3-1. They're going to get 20 points out of the deal. Street Sharks doesn't lose anything. But now also Spider-Man gets more of a cushion. They move to 50 points. They're about they're 35 points ahead of Naruto right now. Now, again, it could change, especially because we have a gauntlet stage coming up where there's going to be a lot of points on the line there. But right now, Spider-Man has a pretty comfortable-ish lead over Naruto Shippuden. So they are 3-0, 50 points. All right. Next week, or actually first, this upcoming Saturday on Animated Hour of Power, it's going to be episode 30. We got Double Dragon taking on Our Real Monsters. Afro Samurai takes on Seven Deadly Sins. Jabberjaw is going to take on Gilligan's Planet. And in the main event, Ren and Stimpy is being led to slaughter against Naruto. Yeah. All right. Next Wednesday for Animated Showdown. Tailspin versus Biker Mice from Mars. Trigon takes on High School of the Dead. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh takes on Denver the Last Dinosaur. David the Gnome takes on the Care Bears. And we're going old school in the main event. It's Tom and Jerry taking on Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is the shows for next week. Of course, make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Join the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/When Tunes Combine. Also, like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast this Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. On the Wrestling Through the Years podcast, we are going to count down the top 50 greatest stars of the WWF's golden era, 1983 through 1993. It was a fan vote, so all the votes are being counted. They should actually be counted by the time this what you're watching right now is airing. So make sure to tune in for that. Also, like and subscribe to Eric's Unscripted Sports Show on YouTube. You're going to find Shawn on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and Kick at TCAX Reaper. You're going to find WildCard Dave on Twitch at TCAX Godsent 95. Make sure to also like and subscribe to the Dizzle 97 YouTube channel and join the Twitch. And also like and subscribe to the Stabcast YouTube channel with Dangle and Mindy. We'll see everybody Saturday for Animated Hour of Power.
Peace.
Bye, guys.